guys, welcome once again to Think Tank TV and thank you so much for joining me. Now, sometimes I begin to wonder that with all the criticisms from Nigerian bloggers on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on government, we still have this much corruption in the land and kleptocrats in government. What would have happened if we never had access to the likes of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to come out and constructively criticize the government? What would have the corruption been like? Because you know that prior to this time, before President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former president of Nigeria, they regulated the media. We never had access to the media. Because those mainstream media, before they put out anything, they would obviously have approval from government. And the government will say, no, bring down this one, put this one. But the moment we had access to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and the mainstream media was deregulated, Nigerians took the media away from the government. Omoyelesowore has come out to expose a leaked chat by the presidential spokesman of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in person of Onanuga, who private chatted him and begged him to bring down a post where he was criticizing the government. And I was like, really? I thought that these guys were behaving, they had this thick skin, that all the criticism from bloggers was not getting through to them. It tells you that obviously something good is actually going to happen in this country. Now, without much ado, I'd like us to take a look at the leaked WhatsApp chats that Omoyelesowore has come out exposing how Bayo Onanuga begged him to drop a post he put out on X criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do your best to watch this video to the end and I'll be coming back to give you my thoughts about it. So Sarah Reporter says Tinubu spokesman Onanuga privately messages Sowore to delete anti-president posts. Activist declines request. It says Onanuga insisted Sowore misinterpreted Tinubu's remark during recent speech in Brazil. Human rights activist and Sarah Reporter's publisher Omoyelesowore has disclosed that the presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga privately messaged him, urging him to delete a recent post in which he described President Bola Tinubu as a criminal. Sowore, in a statement on Tuesday titled, "Triggered by my statement, presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga writes me to delete my post on Tinubu," said Onanuga contacted him via WhatsApp following controversy surrounding his August 26 post on X and Facebook. The Department of State Services has since written to both X and Meta owners of Facebook, demanding the deletion of the post and deactivation of Sowore's verified account, accusing him of hate speech and incitement. In his WhatsApp message, Onanuga insisted Sowore misinterpreted Tinubu's remark during a recent speech in Brazil. He said the president was referring specifically to transparency in foreign exchange, sourcing, and not to corruption in general. Sowore said presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga wrote directly to him on WhatsApp asking that I delete my tweet and Facebook post in which I referred to President Bola Tinubu as a criminal, based on Tinubu's recent speech in Brazil, where he claimed that there is no more corruption in Nigeria. Onanuga argued that my interpretation was a misfire, claiming Tinubu was only referring to the process of sourcing foreign exchange and not corruption as a whole. He even cited examples from business figures like Samad Rabiu to defend his point and then advised me to delete my post. Onanuga's message, he actually put out the message, he says, "Good afternoon. Your August 26 tweet that the DSS is complaining about is anchored on a total misinterpretation of what the president said in Brazil. He said there was no more corruption regarding sourcing foreign exchange and that you do not need to know CBN Governor Cardoso to get Forex. Prominent business people like Samad Rabiu have all given testimony about this. That was what he meant, nothing more. You truly misfired. I advise that you delete the contentious post. Good afternoon." That was a message from Bayo Onanuga. Wow, that's interesting. So Omoyelesowore's response said, Sowore, however, rejected the request, describing it as an attempt to dictate how Nigerians should interpret public statements by the president. Good afternoon. I'm surprised that you consider it appropriate to dictate to citizens how to interpret what is already in the public domain, especially when it comes to videos and matters that touch on the state of the nation. What is more troubling is that in Nigeria today, anyone who dares to criticize the president is instantly subjected to harassment by the DSS, political thugs, and every coercive instrument that the state can muster. I once thought perhaps you were unaware of such abuse, but it is now clear you are complicit. In this regard, it is you who misfired. Your request reflects not only poor judgment, but also the mindset of principle you represent. Sowore noted that he had known Onanuga for decades, recalling his early career as a student leader in Lagos when he frequently read Tempo, the News, and PM News. He also mentioned working briefly with the News before founding Sowore Reporters. He added that he had asked Onanuga for permission to make their private exchange public but received no response. He said, I have known by Onanuga for many decades. Back then, I was a student leader in Lagos. Tempo, the News, and PM News were our go-to platforms. Later, before founding Sowore Reporters, I even moonlighted as a special correspondent for the News, working alongside Kunle Ajibade and Babalola Ojudu to produce some of the hottest stories in the era. This clarification is important because it explains why Mr. Onanuga may have chosen to write me a private message over my recent post. Out of respect, I sought his permission to make our exchange public, but he did not reply. So this and more is what the news. I may not be able to read all of them, but the truth is that omoyelesowore has brought out the chat between himself and Onanuga. It's like Onanuga is obviously pleading with him to bring down that controversial post on X. You've seen it for yourself. Now, the truth is that our duty as a people is to continually demand accountability from our leaders. It may look like nothing is happening, but trust me, something is happening. Because with this I just saw, it tells you that the government agencies are very worried when Nigerians come out to call them out. And yours truly, we are supposed to be demanding accountability. But the irony is that we don't demand accountability from our leaders. Like I was saying to somebody, when we elect people to become leaders in this nation, they are actually supposed to be our own servants. Just like in the good book, when the disciples asked the master a question, they said, which of us is going to be the greatest? He said, he who wishes to be the greatest must find a way to serve the many. That means must find a way to be a servant. That means that those people that are our leaders are supposed to be our servants that will be answerable to us. But ironically, when they come back, we say, I'm loyal, sir. We see them as our masters rather than our servants. And that's why they take advantage of the ignorance of Nigerians. And we must begin to demand accountability from them on a daily basis to make them understand that our rightful position as masters demands that we demand accountability from them, especially those kleptocrats in government. We'd like you to do your best to drop your own thoughts in the comment section. Tell us what you think about this leaked WhatsApp chat that omoyelesowore has dropped that has sparked reactions on the internet. And we shall continually be here to serve you. Many thanks indeed to all our viewers and returning subscribers who come back to always watch our videos. We truly don't take it lightly. My name again is Moses, and this is Think Tank. See you on our next video. Bye for now.